Alright. Hello all, hello world. I might be a little bit late to being late because I fell asleep again. Yeah. This is day... What day is it? Oh, it's right here. Day 81 of studying compilers every day until I land a compiler role. Appreciate y'all showing up early. Yeah. So, we're still gonna be doing our little instruction selection pile. Last time, I think we added branch statements and then we generated them properly, so that will be great. And now the things we need to worry about are calling convention, and then from there, or I guess like the only thing left to worry about in terms of like generating the initial trees will be calling convention. So there will be some overhead with that I need to figure out, but then I can just like proceed with the rest of the rest of the what's it called? I can proceed with the rest of the instruction selection pile. And what I'm thinking about doing is maybe doing tree tiling first, tree merging and tree tiling first, so I can at least have some sort of output to look at, and then I can maybe handle all the calling convention stuff, because that seems like it will be a little bit annoying. I could also just like, I could probably add something to like generate calling convention stuff later on, but I have ideas. What's good? What's good, Skittle? It's good to see you. Okay. So let's just pull this up. This is where we were last time. Yeah. So this is like some calling convention stuff that I need to think about. This is some more calling convention stuff I need to, or that one's actually just something I need to think about straight up. Yeah, I guess, or are the function params numbered? Because if they're numbered, I think that kind of solves all of our problems. As long as it has a number, it's fine, right? Yeah, otherwise it's just at least a value. What's good, Niraj? Hopefully you're doing alright. Let's look at the params stuff. Yeah, so these should have numbers, right? Yeah, these have numbers. So we can kind of just steal those numbers and it'll be fine, at least. Yeah, okay. Let's reuse those numbers then. Or I guess we already reused the numbers here, so this is fine. Or what we could do is like, we could also assign it to like a fixed register, but I don't know. I think this is probably fair enough. So glad to Saturday, yeah. It's good to have a day to rest at least. I feel like every week has just felt simultaneously very long in the moment and very short in hindsight. And it just feels like everything's kind of just progressing at a pretty fast speed. Okay, I need to figure out this call stuff eventually, but I'm not really that concerned about that right now. We could probably just like, yeah, we shouldn't need a return label, I think. We should be able to just like call things there. I don't know. I still need to think about like how to do like calling convention, because this is where we're gonna handle that. So I think I will be lazy with that, and instead of doing calling convention today, I'm gonna defer it, and I'm just gonna do tree tiling. Okay. Do you think compiler dev is repetitive, or is it more of a one forever project style? I don't feel like it's really repetitive. There's a lot of different things in it, at least, and you can kind of make of it whatever you want, I think. So there's a lot of, I guess, leeway in terms of what you can do with it. Okay, so we have this tree gen visitor, and then I guess maybe I should implement some of this stuff. What haven't I implemented actually? Oh, I haven't implemented nodes, right? Yeah, I haven't implemented any of these, so we need to do that. Maybe I could separate that out into a helper. But that kind of like messes with my project structure a little bit. I guess it's like a large enough pile of files that it might make sense to separate at least. Do you make one project and add on to it, or do you often start from scratch? It just kind of depends on what I want to do. Like if I'm at a point where I'm done, then like I'll just make a new project, I guess. But like, I don't know, you can kind of like say the same about any project, so I don't really understand like what's distinct about the question. I haven't checked on you for a long time. Well, good to see you again. It's been a hot second, but I'm still here, I guess. So that's kind of indicative of a lot of things. Okay, let's make a new subdirectory. This is what should we even call this? There's gotta be something we can name this that doesn't suck. Alright, registering, what are you doing? Not really sure what the question is. If you're asking what I'm working on register selection right now. Or not register selection, instruction selection. Trying to figure out a good way to, I guess, store all of this stuff though. This is all kind of just one mono function, which is not very classy to me. Or one mono file. Oh. What have you learned? Oh, I see. I mean, I think the big thing is just like having a more tangible understanding of like all of the small things that go into the stuff that I've been working on. So like right now I'm like thinking about like compiler backend design again, which is something I haven't thought about in like 2 years. So it's pretty cool at least. In terms of the middle end, the big thing I've learned more about is like mem2reg, which is like, I guess, SSA construction, and also just like turning stack variables into like virtual registers, and just like all the various different optimizations. I think those are the big things that I've learned about, and I can kind of like understand, I guess I can like kind of understand what's happening a little bit better, which is the big thing. Working compiler backend now? Yes. Compiler development's very extensible. You can kind of say the same about anything else though. I don't think it's very intrinsic to compiler development. We're gonna separate this file out later. For now, I think we're just gonna deal with this little mono thing. This giant mono file. Then the front end and middle end in those 81 days? Roughly, yeah. I think there's definitely still more to do, but I think that is at least like the point where I'm at a point where I need to work on the back end to do more interesting stuff at least. Again, it's impossible to say that I'm done with the middle end because there's just so much to do. But I think the front end is a pretty comfortable spot right now. Okay, so let's I guess we could make like a tree. We could make like tree files? I don't know. So where are you now at the back end? I am doing instruction selection, which is pretty much the first step of it. Do you think the AI hype will go down? I think to some degree. I don't think it'll fully die down because it at least has some degree of practical use, but it is definitely a little bit inflated in my opinion. We'll have to see what happens in the next 5 years though. Let's call this like lowering. Yeah, I think that will be a good place to separate out some of these files. These should have like yeah, we should have 2 visitors for nodes. So we want to accept right? Yeah, this should be void accept node visitor. How do I structure this again? How do I do visitors? Let's look in LIR and then like instruction. Yeah, node visitor or like tree visitor. Yeah, let's do that, I guess. Yeah, we need to forward declare that. What should we even call these? I guess we could just call them trees. Best thing you can do is to create a repo where you put your progress and things you've learned each day. Yeah, I mean, it's called my YouTube channel, I guess. I think that kind of documents everything pretty well. Okay, let's call this, I guess, LIR tree, I guess. Yeah, we can do LIR tree visitor. I quite like that, actually. Let's rename all node to LIR tree. Or how do I even, what do I even name the MIR stuff, right? Is it big MIR? I want to be consistent. It's just a namespace. Okay, we're actually gonna rename this then. I think LIR tree makes sense here. Let's go 360 sauce. I'm taking a quick pause from making more forward progress to restructure this a little bit because we have a secret another. So currently we have like the AST, we have HR, MIR, and LIR, and that will go to assembly. It turns out we have another secret IR that I hadn't really thought about, but it kind of makes sense to like sort of, I guess, treat it as such, which is the tree form, which is like the node stuff that we've been doing here. So I'm gonna take a second to make that real quick. So we can do header and then do that. Yeah, we can do that for now, or we can just get rid of that even. So with that, and then we want like, I think each of these visitors should get their own. Our tree gen visitor might be fine. How do we even separate these? Okay, I think we should probably just take these nodes then and just move them into their own file. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, this seems reasonable enough. Let's put in the usual header slush real quick. So steal this. We need this. Namespace. Backend. And let's call this like LIR tree. Actually, we could just leave this in the LIR namespace. Oh. We can do LIR tree. Let's just do LIR. We can just keep it in the LIR namespace. Okay, so we need to include a lot of things. We have just like an assembly node, right? Yeah, and that needs LIR, so we can kind of just steal that, I think. That goes here. Okay, and that cleans up everything, it looks like. Right? Oh, apparently not. I guess it's, okay, well, I guess this will just be gross. can just get rid of this, right? We're just keeping it in the LR namespace. Okay, this is all gonna be a little bit of a mess while we reshake things out, but hopefully it resolves itself somewhat neatly. Yeah, okay. I guess this is a reasonable place to put this, and then we can I kind of don't like the name node here. I feel like it should just be called, I don't know, node probably makes the most sense, but like, I really want to call it tree at least. Yeah, I think this will make sense, though. What else do we need to add here? So why isn't this header used? Like, that's lying to me. That is absolutely lying to me. Where is operand? Okay, so it is just there. So I guess this is lying to me. Okay, I think the LR namespace makes sense for this. Or we could do a node even? Or tree? Yeah, this actually doesn't seem that bad. Actually, now that I think about it though, is this... I wonder if this is something I could put into like the middle end technically. Or at least put in like the middle end namespace. Because the tree itself is still like the middle end, but the tiles are what makes it in the back end, I guess. Structure-wise, that would make sense to me at least. Acronyms, I've kind of done both in this project, which is really funny. I should probably make it more consistent. I'm not really sure what I like more. I don't particularly like either though, to be honest. It's kind of just miserable. Okay. I think this might... Yeah, if I don't do that, that fails. So what if I just do this here, and then include memory here. Yeah, that still has issues. Yeah, and then we need instruction from that, so like what are we doing? I don't know. And it says we don't need it, which is very much false. Or actually, we can just steal instruction from that instead. Yeah, okay. That actually solves everything. But then we need list. So then we can get rid of that maybe, and okay, there we go. Figure out the header pile. Okay, let's just put it in the LR namespace. I don't think this will cause any problems. It might not be paradigmatic, but it's like, it's fine. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, so we can do LAR tree, and then I think we should just what else goes into here? I guess the tree gen visitor maybe? Yeah, this seems like pretty chunky, so I think this deserves some sort of file. Maybe we could give it its own file. It's gonna do like tree gen visitor, or like tree gen, and then we can do like tree tile, or tile tree, and then our merge trees, and then yeah, merge trees. Well, let's try this again. Gen trees. Gen trees? Okay, I'm like way overcomplicating this because it's fun. Tree merge, and then so we have gen, we have merge, and we have tile. Maybe we just put tree gen inside of LIR tree, and then we can separate out merge and tile, because they're kind of one and the same, I think. Yeah, let's do that, I think. Yeah, and then we can kind of shrink down this big file a little bit. Which, so ironically, I think we have not solved any of our problems, at least up to this point, because we still have one giant mono file. But it might make a little more sense. Or maybe we could leave this in here. I think that makes sense at least. Or maybe not. I don't really like it, to be honest. I feel like we should leave MR to LIR is just like one big, I guess, pipeline file. So it's kind of like a mini compiler, which is really funny to think about. So yeah, let's do that. I know I'm like being really pedantic about like semantics here, but I think it's kind of just a good design choice, to be honest. Let's do like tree or gen trees. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so then this goes all in there, and then does this even get it? This doesn't get any state. This just gets backend, I think. Yeah, okay. So let's do the usual pile of stuff. Yeah, let's do that. Let's paste that there. Okay, and then what's missing? We need middle end MIR. That. What else do we need? We need LIR. Or we need operator. Operand. That's what we need. Fixes that one, and then we need node, and that comes from. Oh boy. The back end. LIR tree, LIR tree. Maybe we just call this tree even. Or node? Yeah, I like that more. Yeah, this seems fine. This, we don't have anything in. We don't have anything to put in this, ironically, because we haven't implemented any of this yet. So that kind of works out in a really, really funny way. Yeah, we'll fix all the CPP files later. Let's just deal with the header slush. Yeah, so this should have node. This should be LIR node. Let's look up like namespace conventions. Maybe I should just give it a node. Okay, let's just... Okay, we're gonna give it a new namespace actually. I've decided. This is lir tree. And then this takes okay. So that fixes that. This needs tree. Node. Oh, just one more actually. That's helpful. Yeah, I think this is fair. We need number IR, so we need to steal that. We're kind of just like picking this file apart. And then maybe this should also, maybe this also goes in the LIR tree namespace. That actually sounds like it would be reasonable. Yeah, let's do that actually. Okay, there we go. That fixes all the namespace mess then. Okay, so we can worry about merge trees and tile trees later. For now we care about gen trees and node. So we need to, I think this is fine for this at least. What do we need? Oh right, we need LR backend, LR. Okay, so that file is fine. What happens if I? Oh, that nice, sure. Okay, now we need to disassemble this file somehow. Yes, we want that. Are there any other like files that I can get rid of comments for? I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so let's pick this apart slowly. Oh boy. So this is the only thing that we need to keep here, and then everything else I think is just treegen visitor, which is quite funny because we can just throw it in here. So let's, I guess, add the namespace properly. So that resolves one thing, and then we need to include the header. Trees, and huzzah, it all works. Shocker. Okay, I think everything's formatted fine as well, off the rip. So now we just need to go back here. We need to include all of these things now. So we can do gen trees h. This just needs a namespace. Yeah, okay. Oh boy. This just gets messier and messier. I think this is all fine though. Yeah, okay. Anything else I need to do here? Yeah, so we can deal with merging later, and then I think tiling is the big concern. Okay. Maybe I should have like a wrapper tree thing that I guess keeps track of like front and back maybe around the nodes. I'm not sure. That seems a little bit unnecessary though. So I'm trying to not do that, but it might actually not be a terrible idea. Let's just commit stuff real quick. MR to LR. What else? What should I remove temporarily? I guess merge trees and then tile trees. So use code blocks? What is code blocks? Is that something specific I'm not knowing about? I could just be dense. WSL, what doing? Hello, WSL, wake up. It's end of month. Okay. Separate files from MIR to LIR to LIR tree directory. Okay. So that's one big pile. And now we can, I think what I want to do right now is just like, I think we could honestly do tree merging right now because I think the call stuff will kind of be its own tree anyway. So it's never gonna run into an instance where we can really merge it into anything. But that also seems annoying. So maybe we do that later, and for now we just like start making some tiles at least. Or at least we can make a couple of tiles, and at least get this like all running sort of. Okay, so we want... Let's just start with tile trees. I don't want to deal with merge trees right now. Merging trees is really annoying. Okay, so let's do include background LIR tree. We want a node at least. We want to pragma once, because that's pretty important always. That namespace per usual. Yeah, it's way more fun designing things than it is to implement them. How long have you been using NeoVim? I've used it since the start of last summer. So I guess middle of last summer now that I think about it. It's close to the start. Not like the summer in 2025, the summer in 2024. So I think you could probably say like 1.5 years maybe. I think that's, or maybe a little bit under 1.5 years, 1 1/3. I think that's a pretty safe estimate. I need like a sticky note on my monitor or something that tells me when I started using NeoVim, because I do not remember that for some god awful reason. All right, what am I doing here? This looks really funny to me. I don't know why. Just the empty string with a semicolon always looks strange. Okay, there's a lot of glue we need to write here. So let's start with LIR tree. So we need to figure out tree tiling. We need to generate the tiles, and then yeah, we need to tile, and then we need to actually like have something printable, at least. I think that is like kind of where we want to be, and then we can figure out like call instructions. Okay, so we can kind of just go through these nodes, I guess. We need a new visitor for these. Do I have a visitor for nodes? I don't have a visitor. I guess visitor doesn't really make sense here, right? Oh, wait, no, we do want a visitor. We just want to like, we want to visit depending on tiles, right? How do we do this? This is kind of like a prefix tree almost. It's like really strange to describe. So what are some tiles that we could do? I guess we could do all the basic macro expansion tiles at least. Let's clean that up real quick. That will be an extra commit, but that's fine. It's actually just, let's just amend real quick. Okay, cool. Where do I even begin with this? Where do we put the tiles? I guess we could put the tiles under here, and then we can like abstract it out later if we need. Okay, so let's do we do need a visitor, I think. The more I think about it, the more I think a visitor does make sense, but it feels strange to write one. It's like we can kind of just like tile across node almost. I'm about to like define a tile language or something. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just. Something I also was thinking about is just using the parser generator to to do this sort of step because it would be really funny. And I've seen someone do that before, but it's just like quite cursed, so I don't really want to do that. But yeah, we could do that. We could also not do that. I think we're gonna err towards not doing that. Okay, so we want so we want, I guess, no, we should have a visitor. We should have a visitor because we need to like keep state somehow. I guess that isn't the end of the world. That might be worth it. I think I should just add a visitor. Then I need like a node visitor. Yeah, so then let's steal our usual visitor boilerplate. So this needs virtual, or this needs a, we have it in instruction at least. Yeah, virtual void visit node star n. So we can just virtual all these. So we need how many of these? Register, immediate, up, allocate, load, store, fee, and then assembly. So that's 8 nodes. Yeah, okay. I think this will lend to a cleaner code structure, but it'll be impossible to know until I like actually write it at least. So yeah, we'll try this at least. So do immediate node, do op node, allocate node, load node, store node, fee node, and we have ASM node. I think that's all of them. Let's look in here again. Okay, it looks the same. I think that's all I need for the visitor. And it's just like a interface, so I think this is fine. So then I guess we can go to the tree tiling stuff. So we want tree tile visitor. this stands public node visitor. Alright, let's use the lowercase operator, or the toggle case operator. Operator, key, command, vim bind, vim motion. Okay, let's do all of this. We want this here. Or this should be private as well. We should have that, but this should be get result. Okay, so then we want a constructor, I think. Do we need a constructor? I don't think we need one. Yeah, this is a private field. What did I do? Oh, I did undo. Okay. So that does all that. I don't think we need a constructor. Oh, actually we do need a constructor. God damn it, okay. It's because if we remember from when we were generating trees, we have this operand manager thing. So that just goes up top, I guess. What's wrong here? Yeah, we need a constructor. Let's go, dude. Thank you. So this takes our operand manager. And then, did I pass it by ref? Yeah. Are all visitors interfaces? Or I guess like the visitor itself is an interface that you can like define for things. You can think of it as like a way to, I guess, externalize, or like, I guess, add like a member function to a class without having to explicitly do so in the class, I guess. That's kind of like a workaround. It's kind of, the more I think about it, the more I realize this is like this is a non-issue in like Rust because there's like the whole trait system. It's like the moral of the story is just use Rust, but that's my take at least. These should not be defaulted. Let me look at, yeah. So let's do equals 0. Yeah, we can undefault these, I think. This looks fine, I think. This is kind of all we need. How long did it take for you to get used to Vim? Yeah, it definitely was not quick. I think it took me at least half a year to not feel like I was like relearning how to walk, and then it took me another half year to like feel truly fluid with it at least. Like, I think it took me half a year to at least reach parity with like just standard control shortcut based VS Code experience. And then it took me another half month to like actually get, or half year to get faster than that. Was it worth it? I think it was. It's just not even just like from a productivity perspective, because I feel like I could be just as fast in theory had I spent that time like getting used to VS Code. I think like while it does force you to like kind of learn it and in a sense get fast, I don't think that's like the primary benefit. I think the big thing is just like, for me, it's just fun to write code now. That's the big thing. It just feels fun, I guess. And like I know that's like very not concrete, but in that sense, I think it was worth it. Your mileage will definitely vary though. If you're doing this strictly to get faster, I don't really think it's worth it. I think at that point you just customize your IDE to do whatever you want it to. Is a degree necessary to get a compiler job? I think not necessarily, but I think it helps very substantially, at least in terms of, or I guess like it doesn't help, but not having a degree at least puts you back a lot that you have to compensate for materially in some other way. Okay, this seems fine for the header, I think. So we can We can separate this out. Let's include this. Let's include tile trees. Yeah, okay. Let's do that, and then I guess this should be the easy function to write. This takes LR, operand manager, OM, or ref to OM. Yeah, we can do that. This. Let's get rid of that actually, I don't care. Okay. So then get result should also be pretty easy to write. Returns the move assembly. And then this needs a tree tile visitor on it. Okay. Oh, somehow this editor window width has worked out perfectly to be 80. That's pretty nifty. Okay, so we can do that. Reading crafting interpreters, and he said visitor patterns like doing functional programming and object oriented. I guess that makes sense. Like, it feels more, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like, you're kind of like breaking the whole, so I guess like, if you think about like object-oriented programming, you have like predefined classes / objects, and like you have things defined as like objects, and they have like predefined behavior that's like very, I guess, well defined, and that like the sort of interface idea I guess comes to mind here. Whereas with the visitor pattern, you're kind of like going in the opposite direction. Like instead of, you're kind of like leaving behavior I guess like less defined. So then you can like define it elsewhere in a sense. I switch out compilers, so funny to see someone try to break into it. Interesting. Just out of curiosity, what made you switch out of it? Just like, yeah, I guess I'm just like kind of curious about that. Because I feel like I need to also make sure that I'm not like just typecasting myself into something that I won't be happy with. Let's steal this pile. Let's record a macro. Okay, does this work then? Uh-oh. Alright, let's try that again. So let's make a macro, let's delete virtual. Tree tile visitor. Visit. Money and interest, switch to HPC, fair enough, yeah. That seems fair enough. HPC seems interesting. I haven't really gotten a chance to think about it too much though. It seems like just a lot of maintenance work. I guess compilers are also a lot of maintenance work, so that's fair. Okay, this should not work. We can just undefine that, I guess. Okay, so then how do I delete that? I guess it'd probably yell at me later. Yeah, what the hell, we'll leave it. I'll just no off that. And then... okay, how do we even tile these trees? Where do we define these tiles? Let's see. We could probably like put a pile of tiles somewhere up here, right? Alright, let's do... Okay, well, we can do the assembly one at least. That one's pretty straightforward. This has no descendants, so this is definitely just a bottom tile at least. So this just like skips the tiling pile, at least I think. At least that's how I'm treating it. So let's do like assembly. We want to insert at assembly back, and then what's this? C++ list move list of her. We can do insert. We can do it like this. Press move range. Make move iterator. Wait, that's a thing? Wait, I never knew about this. Wait, that's crazy. Huh. Okay, well, we can do that actually. That's really cool. That's so cool. Okay, we can do std make move iterator then. That's so funny. Okay, so we can do std make move iterator. That comes from iterator. Wow. Okay, so then we can do assembly, or we can do n. Oh, we need to add more things to this at least. Yeah, we need to do that, and then let's put it in here. Oh, we need to implement all of it. Oh. Okay, great. Okay, I'll do that later. So we want n get assembly begin. Actually, we could just node assembly. Yeah, we can do this. Make this a ref, right? Oh, that needs to be a ref actually. Yeah, okay, we can do that, and then we can make a move iterator for node ASM, begin, and then std make move iterator for node ASM end. Why doesn't this work? Insert. Is there a... We don't want a range. I don't want to use ranges. I really want to avoid ranges as much as possible. Merge is really funny. Wait, there's a merge? That's so... Wait, that's so funny. I don't know why that's as funny as it is to me, but yeah. I guess insert surely has an iterator. Yeah, it has first and last. Right? So what's wrong with this then? How can we get rid of this real quick? Okay, that all still exists. Inserts elements from range. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay, maybe we could do like why is this like as difficult as it is? Splice? Oh, that's a thing? Oh, wait. Wait, this is what we want. Wait, this is exactly what we want. Right? Does this move? Huh. Okay, so it just transfers. So that should be fine then. Okay, so then... Yeah, so we want splice actually, which is really funny. So this takes... Oh, wait, no, wait. So is it like... Wait, how do we call this? Oh, I see, okay. So then we want... Splice. And then we can just do assembly back, and then can we just do node ASM? Like that? What type is this? What type is this? What if we just like, and assembly? Why isn't there a match here? So position should be fine. Or wait, no, and there we go, okay. So we can do that and that's fine, I guess? Sure. Okay, so that handles that. And then, yeah, okay. And then few nodes we want to just like, I think this is also a terminal node, at least the way we're trying to handle it. I think we have this defined here, right? Yeah, okay. So we have the to and then, yeah, from. So this, We kind of need a fee instruction, I think, at least, which is kind of awkward. It's not really an instruction, it's kind of just like a, I guess a regalloc hint? Or regalloc constraint, rather. Okay, let's make it like, do you want to make like a separate regalloc constraint thing in Node? Because I feel like that might not be a terrible idea. Or not Node, LIR. Let's just find out what we have real quick. Start tree tiling, but not really. Okay, the rest of this will be interesting. Oh, wait, this might cause a problem, actually. I just realized. Because we have some, like, recursion stuff happening. Good luck today, thank you. Okay, we should define separate tiles, I think. I think that is what we should do. Yes, we should have a separate tile, and then we just like try to mash all the tiles recursively down, I guess. Yeah, so we can do that, and then we just need to preserve an ordering constraint, I think, and then we're good to go. Yeah. What's good? I am like struggling to think about these problems. Hopefully you're doing a little bit better than I am right now. Yeah, this stuff is dense. This stuff is really difficult. Creeper book. Yeah, I think there is some tiling stuff here. Stuff on like actual tiling, which is I think the thing that I'm thinking about right now. Do you stream on Twitch? I thought about streaming on Twitch. I decided against it. It just feels like not a great place to be right now, at least. I want to keep things as compartmentalized to YouTube as much as possible for the time being. Tree pattern matching. And so we have trees, we have something to represent these. We can do this. Okay, yeah, sure. So we can, okay, these are all like very standard tiles, I think. Okay, we could even like make a try match tiles thing. Yeah, that might actually be an interesting way to do this. And then these all take like different tile sets at least. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense at least. And then non-terminals. Okay, so, okay, these are like the rules that we have. I still don't know what diamond is, but sure. Is that just like our deref? That's kind of funny. Function includes knowledge about the type and storage class. Oh, these are ops, I see, okay. And these are the type. So reg is the value in a register. Okay, and then these are the... What are T1, T2, T3? Oh lord, okay. Yeah, so we're working on a minimum rule set in some way. It seems way more difficult than it should be, at least. Rule 18 has a code template, rule 24 does not. Oh, I see, okay. These are like terminal, I think, right? Right? Or no, these are other tiles, right? Right? What is happening? R sub, that's really funny. So these reference addresses. None used directly as an immediate operand. 9 and 22 have the same right hand side. I see, okay. The hail. I'm getting lost. I'm getting quite lost. Okay, so we have to like recursively build up, I think, is how we should structure it. So we kind of have to like recursively tile, I guess. And then, yeah, and then we can't really, that makes sense. This is, why do I even keep looking at this book? This book is like a nightmare to follow. Let's see if there's a better resource. Oh geez, I can't spell. Tree tiling. Yeah, okay. Let's look at this deck or this thing again. All this backend stuff is not stuff I'm very familiar with historically. Which is really funny because this is the stuff that got me interested in compilers. I definitely feel very rusty here. Okay. Appel. Okay, that might be the book I want to look at then. For the algorithm stuff. Ah, DP, everyone's favorite. Haha, it does show up. It does show up in places. Okay, I should probably like read through this more closely. How to lower it? Yeah, sure. So we need to turn that into assembly. Assembly is very limited, yeah. There is a lot of assembly instructions and many ways to use them. I want to produce a sequence of instructions that expresses the computation described by a given IR level statement. View each assembly instruction as a tile that covers some part of the IR statement tree. Yeah, that is the insight, I guess. So this tree, if it doesn't highlight properly, but yeah, so it goes. So why is this website low-key kind of ugly? I understand why it's ugly now. Okay. Okay, so this is a tree. Yeah, cool. So I'm gonna cover this with tiles. Is this just? Oh, I see. Okay. So this tile, that tile, and then this big tile. And then, what? Okay. Okay, wait. Surely this is made for like not dark reader. Oh, I see. Okay, it just disappears. Okay, cool. That's a pretty funny animation. Yeah, okay. So then each corresponding to 1 or 2 assembly instructions. Yeah, okay. So T3 gets T2. And then T4 is assigned to T3 plus 8. T5 is a mem access. Okay. We need to. Okay, that makes sense roughly. Yeah, so we can do that. Or we could just use one instruction. Lol. Yeah, so if we could do that, that would be cool. That is basically what is happening. Okay. So the ISA does a lot of stuff. So to address. Yeah. Great, okay. So opcode, dest source. I forget which syntax this one is. Yeah, okay, this is all. Oh, yeah, we talk about this here now. I think we care about AT&T syntax. What does GCC use? AT&T, okay. Yeah, so let's use AT&T. Source test. Let me just make a note for myself because I'm going to forget. I have so many sticky notes just sitting around. Let's see. This one goes here. We don't. I need this one still. I don't need this one anymore. I don't need this one. I don't need this one anymore. Okay, we can get rid of those sticky notes. Sorry about this little maintenance thing. Yeah, let's use a different pen color that's readable. Let's use green. I love green. Let's use AT&T. That's how you run your ampersand. Op source dest. That's how I should think about it. Okay, cool. Operands are run differently. Oh, yeah. We need to do that. I'm using AT&T, right? Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, okay, so I should have just read ahead a line, actually. That would have been smart. Unlucky. Unlucky me. Okay. There's a couple more I want to add, but this is like a pretty reasonable set to begin with. Okay, so I see. So inherit those, and then we add 8 through 15. That's nice. Yeah, we can do this. EAX, EBX, sure. Okay. Okay, so this is interesting. Wow, okay. This makes a mess. This really makes a mess. Wow, okay, I really need to grok this. I hate when people make non-uniform standards that cause everyone else in the world great pain. Okay. Something about yeah, that makes sense. Okay. This hurts. Okay. Okay, let's keep reading. More reading. Test exists. I feel like I'm not understanding any of this. Like, I'm like understanding it, but also like not really like internalizing it at least. Lock in. Also doesn't help that I can't tell what syntax this is using. So are we using... What syntax are we using here? Are we... Okay, square brackets is Intel. And then parentheses is AT&T. This has neither. This is not ideal. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay. So we zero it. We compare. Oh. Like, okay. Okay. I don't think it matters a lot here, at least. Okay. Yeah, this is all just kind of like a crash course on assembly up to this point. So now we get to like the actual interesting stuff. not that assembly is not interesting. I should probably take like a day or two just to like re-understand assembly so that all of this stuff is less awful. I feel like I need to think like an assembly programmer to write stuff that generates good assembly. I feel like that is what I need to do. So I might unironically take a week just to like write some assembly programs. Which sounds miserable, but like it definitely is miserable, but I think it'll be good practice for me at least. Is that something y'all are interested in? If y'all think that'd be fun, like, please say so in chat. If you think that that would be like one of the worst things you could possibly watch me do, then also please do indicate that in chat. I think it would be useful to me, but I also don't know like how much y'all want to watch me like, I guess, struggle with assembly. Not that it would be any less productive than what I'm doing right now. Sending tiles that incorporate the guard condition. Oh, interesting. Yeah, okay. That's useful. Address instruction. Everyone's favorite LEA. Okay. Load effective address. Which is so good. It's a very fast instruction, which is why it's very helpful to speed up a lot of computation with, at least. We might have to do some like crazy stuff with it, but there's definitely ways to do that. You can get very greedy with it. Okay, so we have mul. That does insane stuff. Imul instead can be used to blank. Okay. Like what? I can't. I think this gets to the point where it's a little bit difficult to read assembly. We got JECXZ. So why is this explicit? Jump. So jump if CX is equal to 0. Jesus Christ. Anyway. Other one, C move CC. Interesting. Yeah, that seems annoying. Okay, tiling is another translation. Yeah, that makes sense. Seeing that we can express translations by defining translation functions with different syntactic cases. Denote that instructions that put the result into temporary T. I see, okay. This is like what the book was trying to explain to me. And then big T is like tile. Interesting. Okay, so it's a little bit difficult, I guess, to tile things. Brute force search, greedy tiling. Yeah, okay. We wanna do this. And then optimal is something I wanna think about, but I think I'll worry about that later. Yeah, okay. I think what I've learned from this is that I should probably just spend a week writing assembly programs, just for like testing purposes. Yeah, I think I'll probably do that. It appears no one feels really strongly about it, so I guess I will do that. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is reasonable to start here. Maybe we could like call this real quick, and then we can generate output of some sort, maybe. Yeah, so let's go to MR to LR. We want tile trees, I think, as well. We want tile trees. So I'm gonna go down here. So then down here, we just want this to keep this. Yeah, so this equals, or we could just auto this, I think. This is, so we need a visit, we need to make the visitor. We want treat tile visitor. Or, yeah, we can do that. These need different names. This should be tree gen. And then this is tree tile, or tile tree, I guess. Or what is it? Tile tree. Tile tree? Tile tree. God damn it. Let's give this as well. So then we want tile tree visit. Or actually no, we want accept, right? Yeah, we want accept. So tree accept. Oh, we don't have visitor properly implemented actually. We need the thing. We need the accept. Void accept. We also need to forward declare this real quick. Node visitor. This takes a putter, I think, right? Did it in here. Yeah, we do a putter. Let's do node again. Should be virtual, I think. Let's look through here again. Do that as well. Let's just fill this out real quick. Okay, and then, okay, the rest of these should not be virtual though. Yeah, we can do that. All right, let's just paste everything and everything. So register has it, immediate has it, op node now has it. Okay, node has it. Load node has it. Store node, fee node, and assembly node should definitely have it. Okay. So minor node updates. Did I update or did I save this? Okay, I did. Okay. So we want to accept tile tree or by ref. That should be ref. That should be fine. Or arrow. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so we can do that, and then tile tree get result. Okay, so we can do that. Yeah, okay, cool. Save that now. So we definitely need to fill all these in still. We definitely need to implement all of Node. I might just do that real quick actually. I think that will be a little bit of a low brain energy thing that I could do real quick. Like that, and then Node. Yeah, let's do this real quick. That. And then everything else should be null by default, I think. That. And then source equals stood move new node. Yeah, okay. Everyone's favorite. All right, immediate node, we can do the same thing. Let's go for Night Gamer. I'm like low-key struggling today. This stuff is quite difficult. Yeah, I can do that. I mean, auto hotkey script that ended up with my mouse going rogue. Yeah, that's tough. That's kind of the auto hotkey experience, I guess. I don't know. You kind of just have to like pray sometimes, I feel like. We can just steal a lot of stuff here, I think. Where this? We can steal that. This is left equals that. Right equals that. Releasing version 1.4.0 for the MNM script. Nice, good stuff. Right now I'm implementing a bunch of stuff that I've been a little bit lazy to implement, but I think that is where, after I finish this, I think that's where I'm going to call the stream. Just because, like, I think I'm limited just by my assembly knowledge right now. So I think next week I might just spend a lot of time writing some assembly programs. As awful as that sounds, I feel like it's just kind of necessary for me to gain better understanding of what's happening. This is alloc node. So we want size, we just did node. Full changelog? Ooh, okay. I'll give it a look afterwards. Load. This is footer. Okay. That's in the store. So we have store, fee, and then assembly now, which are all really funny actually. Just the fact that these exist. Right, is that it? Yeah, so it's, yeah, so we can do store. Store done. We just need fee and assembly. The worst part was how script went rogue very bad. His script meant to clear out recommended. Oh, yeah. I imagine that would cause some troubles here and there. So what was it clicking on then? Assembly node. Opening the path. Oh, that sounds like a very good way to eat up system resources very, very quickly. Yeah, that sounds like it sucks. Hopefully that's at least cleaned up in some degree. Not an issue for system resources? Really? Oh, I see. Okay, that might be a lot less ideal. I feel like you could probably automate with like a Python script, right? Like, with like Selenium or something. And that seems like a safer way to do that, at least. Okay, this is all implemented. Yippee. Maybe this builds, maybe it doesn't. Looks like it builds, that's surprising. Change share. This one we add tree tiling to main MIR to LIR. Rather AutoHotkey because if you know how to use it, you get more control. I think that's fair. Yeah. I guess like if that happens, that happens. It is what it is. Okay, so I guess we could throw this into here real quick. This also needs backend now as a link library. Yeah, this seems fine. So now we can include backend now. America LIR. My PC is kind of set up as a server. Oh, that's cool actually. That makes sense then. Yeah, so then I guess that makes sense then. It wouldn't be an issue. So we want backend, Amera to LIR. This should take MIR. Alright, let's see if this builds, and then let's see if it runs. That's not what's supposed to happen. Backend LIR label. Instruction? What is going wrong here then? Eh? Okay, let's simplify this real quick. Do this as well. Oh, that condenses it a lot. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, let's do all that real quick actually. Or actually no, this helps us figure out how to read everything. So then why is there missing? Oh, I forgot to do the visitor. Bruh. Whoops. Okay. Dot visitor or label. Nice visitor with the ingrams. Let's rebuild. Please build. Please link. Okay, that looks promising. This should just like print nothing if this works. Let's do test, regression, input. Let's do like if. Okay, so seg faults. If this is like something that like reasonably seg faults, that'll be like fair enough, but inst combine. It's seg faulting in inst combine. That's where it seg faults? It passes the what? Wait, what? Why is it seg faulting? The worst part is out of all the Python code related, it was 3.12? Oh. Yeah, that's tough. Invalid read of size 8. let's run it with debug. The debug build. Virtual environments, yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of the safe thing to do anyway, just to like keep things compartmentalized. Is it this one? No, it was the C++. Wait, what? Invalid read? Wait, what? Oh, wait, am I missing a case here? Or something like that? In the if statement? Okay, let's look at the test then real quick. What am I missing? Binary op. Okay, this is a debugging mess for later. I need to like make a little bug report for myself. Okay, so we can do, let's run it with like, not call chain. Let's do like scope. Oh, wait, that works. Okay, huge. So that does technically run. It doesn't produce anything useful, but. So add backend stuff to compiler CPP. Okay. Let me just like take a look at this if stuff real quick. I'm very curious why this is breaking. Let's debug or let's. Why is this breaking? Yes, why is this not? Is there something that I missed? It's on line 89. Oh, wait, the feed destructor might be doing something strange, huh? Inst combine happens, what? Wait, what? Okay, what got freed then? Okay, we're gonna defer the ending of the stream real quick to figure out what's happening here. So let's give it test regression input if. Let's give it that. Oh, this is an ad? Wait, what? Wait, what the hell? Oh, wait, I think I know what's happening then. So where is this ad coming from? This happens in... Let's look on the test real quick. If... It's one of these. But it shouldn't be firing on any of these because... Oh, wait, I see. I understand the problem now. Wait, no I don't. I don't understand the problem. Where is this going wrong? Maybe in here? So let's run... Oh my god, this is a pain to debug actually because I commented out the thing. I don't know. We'll have to... We can fix that real quick actually. Let's go to driver, compiler. Okay, let's go back here. Let's rebuild real quick. And then we can go back to where we were. So this simplifies, or is inst combine. This is just permanently the problem child, I guess. Okay, so we get here again. And then let's to reg put if that site vaults. Wait, what? Where is that site vaulting then? Inst comp. What the? Oh, I see. I forgot to -0 this. Okay. So then, wait, what? No, none of this is being deleted though, I feel like. Or am I replacing a use in the fee wrong? Okay, let's comment out some of this then. What's up with that? Yeah, because I decided to use a negative number with unsigned int, so it is just the maximum value. That is just something I've been too lazy to fix, so yeah, shucks. What if I just do this? That's still site halt, so it's something wrong in here. Oh, okay, so this should be fine. So it's folding that ad, but something is disappearing. Why is something disappearing? Well, let's keep. Can I just keep stepping? I think I can. That's fine. Okay, so that's fine. Then... Okay, sure. Oh, wait. So that's where it's going wrong. How are you showing the values in Yovium? Yes, it is a debugger plugin. It's in the DApp pile, which is all, it's all in my config, which is, this whole stuff is on in my DApp files, which is in my GitHub. Okay, so it's breaking on the second one. Why is that one breaking? Yeah, it looks like we... Wait, what? Wait. Wait, this... I don't get what's happening here. So for each of the uses, so this is the only use. Why is it in there twice then? Let's run without passes. The hell? Why is that happening then? I should propagate forward fine. This is confusing me so much. Maybe I just stare really hard at it and then I can probably think of it. Wait, what is happening here? Okay, so I'm getting keys. I wonder if it's just this range that's bonking me over the head. I don't think it is, but there's a very good chance it is. Use underscore, right? Or wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, I see why. Yeah, so can't I just do like, do use and then blank in op get uses. Why was I even trying to use the range? I don't think this is it, but stylistically this makes more sense anyway. Wait, that was it? Wait. So is this something to do with like invalidating in the range? That doesn't make sense. Let's throw this in ChatGPT, because I can't really explain it. This code works, but this doesn't. This semicolons. Let's just redo all of this real quick. Why? Oh, I guess that makes sense. Wait, is this not the... Alright. I didn't paste it properly. Or I didn't copy it properly. Whoops. Creates a lazy range. Oh, okay. Right. Interesting. Okay. So the moral of the story is ranges are the spawn of Satan and we should never use them. Okay, so now if we... Yeah, this does work then, right? Yeah, okay. What the hell? What the helly? So now that seg faults again. What's seg faulting now? Let's just give it this. Yeah, this is a little bit of a tangent from what I was starting to work with, but where is this breaking? Wait, what? $84. Oh, the same place? Really? Okay. Okay, well, Okay, let's do this differently actually. Let's do this in a way that won't cause everything to blow up. Let's make a std vector of value star. Yeah, we need to do it this way to be safe, I think. Yeah, let's just, I don't know anymore. This PMO, I don't know. I guess it's just like a problem regardless, but why is it, where is it failing now? I don't know, this is a mystery for another time. I'm really hungry, I need to eat dinner. Let me just put this sticky note on my screen. Okay. I think that's a good place to call today. Thank you all so much for showing up to the stream. Make sure to sub to the channel and like the stream if you haven't. It helps out a lot with the algorithm and gets my content out to more of you. And while you're down there, make sure you join the Discord. That is the best place to get pinged when I go live and chat with the broader community in and out of stream hours. And of course, make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn and add me on GitHub to stay up to date with what I am doing. Yeah, I'm gonna eat now. Take care, y'all. Take it easy and have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are.